Leo, hello, and welcome to your summer 2023 shift reading. We're looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shape shift looks and feels like for the summer season. I'm Andy, I'm your reader, and I'm going to tell you how this works. So this reading is meant to carry you through the entire summer season. So you watch it at the summer solstice when the shifts drop initially. And you can kind of use that first watch to project forward and see what the season might bring you, what it's bringing up for you at that time, so early in the season. And then about halfway through at the midpoint, let's say you could set a reminder for like the first week of August, you're going to rewatch this reading. You'll have lived through enough of the summer that you might have more of an idea of what the reading is talking about, and it's probably going to sound a lot different to you. And then you'll watch it again at the end of the season and you'll get that really juicy, magical hindsight trajectory of how you've shifted from the beginning of the season until the end. So I invite you to join me for that shift process. If you want to do that in a communal investigation, you can do that with us in the shifting space where we get access to the full readings for all 12 signs and we investigate them together throughout the season. So if you're into that, link is in the description of this video. Okay, Leo, so I am joined by Yes, the Oracle by one of our very own members, Kira Pernetta. It's a gorgeous collage deck, really alive, really vibrant. It's the perfect summer deck for these readings. So Leo, it's your season. Venus is retrograding in your sign. Happy birthday. It's a lot of Leo. It's a lot of Leo this summer, so I'm pumped. We're gonna see about it. All right, Leo, let's see. What's your shapeshift this summer? Ooh. I'm glad these cards are so big so you can see the images, but small hands, hard to shuffle. One more for Leo. Yes. There's Venus. Venus is showing up in this really particular way. If you watch the Cancer reading, she showed up in kind of the same way. Okay, what are we doing with this? Okay. That's really nice. Sure, let's look at this together. Okay, so Leo on the left, we have these whales. It's a whale journey. They look like they're diving deep underneath the water. There's 2, 3, maybe like a family of them, but definitely 2 whales, super prominent, royal, you know, like there's all these gold, like crown energy, super Leo to me. Anyway, the whales, they're diving down beneath the surface, which, you know, if we're having a Venus retrograde in your sign, retrogrades ask us to review, revisit, go deeper. So there's something very personal, perhaps, Leo, for you, that's asking you to go deeper, to go a lot deeper. Because there's something really tender there when you do. Okay, it's already reading. Let me just go through the cards. So the middle card here to me is showing up as a depiction of Venus. If you'll, it's somewhere in the deck now. I don't know where it is, but the card that came out for Cancer was white with this very central figure, and it was Venus, and she was speaking. And so Venus is showing up for you in a similarly formatted card, but really different vibe, like a much more Leo Venus rather than like a Cancer Venus. This is Leo Venus, honey, and it is got you all over it with these beautiful yellow lilies and even this like deep red is that like Mars maybe, or just like a red sun with like a leopard on it. Anyway, it's such a Leo Venus. So Venus is front and center, speaking to you, asking you to go deeper with some kind of desire you have for connection, because the third card here is this horse heel, you know, like this, there's this person hugging the neck of riding the horse and hugging its neck. And there's something like so tender there. And then the background of that card is all a honeycomb, which speaks to me of a hive, which speaks to me of community. So Leo, okay, there's maybe a desire for togetherness, whether that is one-on-one or community, because both are showing up in these cards. Both the whale card and the horse card contain both energies for me of that intimate one-on-one connection, and then like the larger family or group or pod or hive connection as well. And I guess Venus is asking you to get underneath of that desire. If you are someone that's like, I desire companionship, or I am desiring togetherness or connection with people, with like lots of people in this way, or with one person in this way, whatever your particular desire is focused on, Venus is asking you to get underneath of it and to go deeper with it. Try to understand the depths of where that desire is really coming from. So I guess there might be this question of how it's actually expressing out in the world versus the underlying need beneath it might be two different things. So I'm wondering, Leo, if this is speaking to some people who are like actually really craving intimacy and like really wanting that kind of intimate connection or like closeness connection within community. This is not cards of people that just want to be one of the group. This is somebody who is desiring deep intimacy, maybe within a larger group community context, but the intimacy seems to be the important thing here with Venus. How are you going about getting that? How are you going about satiating that? And is it actually satiating that for you? And if not, if there's still this kind of empty freaking hole, Leo, then maybe Venus is trying to get you to see that the underlying need beneath it is not being satiated. That need for intimacy is not being satiated by how you're currently going about satisfying that or trying to. And if you go deeper and you feel the tenderness of that need and that desire, you'll see that your tactic needs to shift. You know, you need to go about it in a different way if that's actually going to feel held, that part of you, that desire within you. Because, I mean, look at this card. You know, it's like if the whales dive down, they actually find this really tender scene. And maybe, you know, this is a child, I think, a young person. Maybe it does have to do with like a need that from like the very young part of you that is desiring to be met. Okay. Whew. That is one way to start your reading, Leo. I'm not surprised since it's your season. Happy birthday. And Venus is retrograde in your sign. So she's going to have a lot to say here in this reading. I can tell. We're going to have to get into some other cards to help clarify this. I've got this really cool deck here, photo game called We See, and it's got all these different images. So we're going to keep using images to play out the rest of this reading and get clarity. If you would like to join me for the rest of this reading, you can find it in the shifting space. That link is in the description. But if this is where I leave you on the free side of things, let me leave you with a final word. This is my notes to self deck. Note to self for Leo this summer. Oh, okay. Nature takes care of itself. Interesting. Nature takes care of itself. So there is something here about like trusting the process of things, trusting the unfolding, like trusting that, you know what, that will take care of itself. This need that I have, this core need, core desire for intimacy, you know, like when you're feeling the lack and you're wanting to go about it in these ways, like maybe there's this moment of just like, okay, nature takes care of itself. Okay, we'll hold that there, put a pin in that, because that's certainly just an opening to something much more. So maybe I'll see you on the other side, Leah.